Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. I'm here with a very good old friend of mine. Old being the word. We're going to have a bit of fun. A lot of you might know Matt. Matt, thanks for taking time out. I know you've got a really busy schedule at the moment with everything going on in your life. We've been together for a long time. Together, that sounds wrong, doesn't it? We've been together, darling, for so long.
Are we alive?
We're like, so we've known each other for so long. Oh, that's good. This is going to be a different one. I've known you for a long time, and I know a lot of your background story about where you came from and all the rest of it. But I think it's interesting to talk about, starting in line, because a lot of people don't realise, I know that you were the first guy to do kind of the free CD offer and the innovating that you've done in the market. So go back to the start when I know you started out Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So why don't you start there and we move on from there?
Start there for what purpose?
Because the whole idea is just to tell people where So a lot of people.
Well, let me just say this. So you're doing something absolutely amazing. That's coming up, and one of the things that I'm going to be talking about all comes down to email marketing. Everything I do is email marketing. When we first met has always been about email marketing. Everything's about email marketing. But going back into time, the reason email marketing became was the moment when I realized email marketing was, the thing that I should be focusing on for not the rest of my life, but things I should really be focusing on in business, was a moment when I was actually pissed broke. I had nothing, and I was literally sleeping on a cot. And I went to a seminar, and I think if I'm not mistaken, as I was going to the seminar, we were eating, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That was our ride over there. But I met a billionaire wasn't speaking at the event, but there's a billionaire in the lobby. And the billionaire said something to me that changed my thinking and changed my life, really. And he said, if you want to make a decent income, let me say it a little bit differently. Everybody kind of was like, there's this billionaire. And I was like, oh, hell, I'll just go over and ask him a question. So I asked him, how did he do it? And he said to me, he goes, well, if you want to make a decent income, then you sell products and services. But if you want to become insanely rich, then you create and control markets. And it took me about 3 days to figure out exactly what he said to me, because it didn't make sense at the moment, because I'm like, what is he saying? And because you got to remember, there was none of this that we have here today. It was just, well, there's this stuff called email marketing. It wasn't even called email marketing at the time, but it's like, I bet if I just collect all these emails, I would actually have control. And that was the moment when things shift for me. Less than 6 months later, I made my first $1 million online. And that was about 2003, I think it was. But I did it through, realizing that I should be focused on the email list and I should be sending emails to those email lists. And that's when things really changed for me.
Yeah, so the interesting, and I suppose we'll bring this small bit up today because you hear this the same as I do, right? Which is, email's dead. Email's over. Email's dead.
That's so over-exaggerated. And in fact, it's funny, there's a whole advertising age, whole report on the fact that the email the death, email's over, whatever, is well over exaggerated, and it truly is. And the reason it gets over exaggerated because marketers like to use that kind of angle to get you to sell their stuff. When the bottom line is this, and here's something I don't think you ever heard me say. So because when I read it, I was so excited to read this article, but when I read it, actually I heard something I haven't ever heard before. And Tony, you can attest to this. Everybody can attest to this. Think about the key. I thought of it from the perspective of looking at my numbers and knowing that, hey, my results from emails and how much more profitable I am sending any emails and how much more money I make from that, and how many millions I make, and everything all from that perspective. This article wasn't about that perspective. This article was about the perspective of let's identify one thing that actually really proves everybody wrong. And I was like, huh. And so the more I read into it, the more they said that if you think about this, it's actually interesting. We're on Skype right now. What did I have to do? I had to go use my email address that I used to log in because I don't log into this thing much. So I couldn't figure out how to get it. So I had to reset my password. Where did it go? It's my email address. They say every key identifier for every social platform out there is one thing, and it's email address. It is the one key identifier to everything. So if email marketing is dead, why is that true?
I like that. Yeah.
So
it's dead, right? Yeah, it's 100% accurate. Yeah. And the other thing which makes me smile when I hear it, to be honest, is people say, like, don't get me wrong, we all use Facebook marketing, we're using it now, we all use the tools, but when I hear, it's dead and rest of it, and then I say, yeah, but Facebook just sent me an email.
Well, not only that, you had to use your email address to log in.
Yeah, so it is.
Okay, let's just, seriously, guys. I mean, at the end of the day, here's the thing. Here's the number one biggest thing, and I'm writing a new book. Actually, I tried to tell you this, but I literally got on the phone with some people today about working on my New York Times campaign. And it looks like a couple big, huge publishers are looking at getting on board to support my new book. And my new book, the working title are two things. It actually has everything in line with all this. It's really, I've got four different working titles. One is the death of social media, because everybody says that. So, hell, they're using it against me. I'm going to use it against them. Two is, the case against social media. The other thing is a ticking time bomb, unpublished and banned. So that's, I guess I gave you more. That's 6 working titles. I'm going to let the publisher pick which one we should go with, or maybe give me a new one. But the bottom line is this. The whole concept about it is exactly the same concept that we were just talking about, is the fact about control. If you're building your business on other platforms, not trying to bash anything anybody's saying, but I'm going to tell you the one thing is this, is you want to have multiple channels working for you to win. And the most important thing out of every channel that you're using, if you're especially using social channels, use them to capture information so that you can market to people from there. Because if not, it is a ticking time bomb. And if you hear that growling, that is not my stomach, that is my dog. Stop, dudes.
Yeah, I believe you. Sure.
Well, here we go. There you go. Can you see him?
Hello, Zeus.
All right. So, but the bottom line is this: if you got to think about this. A lot of people are building their businesses on what I would call, house of cards. When you want to control, the game of business is controlling things, and you want to control things. And if somebody else owns it, they control it. For example, somebody else owns your, Facebook channel. Somebody else owns your, Twitter channel. All that stuff is owned. They're great leverage points. But the thing is, you want to capture that information, capture that data, and then, then market to them and be able to have an ability to be able to point those people to whatever channel you want to grow.
And to be fair, the rules of email don't really change, where the rules of social media change so rapidly, and they'll change an algorithm, or they'll do like my wife no longer sees my posts on Facebook. She no longer sees my posts, which I think is absolutely, maybe she's deleted me purposely, I don't know. But when the algorithm changes, she no longer sees the stuff. And I'm getting the same 20, 30 people when I go onto Facebook all the time. You get the same people back over and back over. So they're completely in control. Whereas at least with what you taught me, to be fair, because I learned email marketing from you, and this whole event wouldn't happen if you didn't show me that, to be perfectly blunt. And everybody who is watching this and who signs up on the link below gets registered, and guess what you're going to get? An email. Absolutely, 100%. So, I know you're extremely busy. So you're saying about controlling the market. Give me an example of controlling the market, if you can.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's just growing an email list. I mean, you have control of that. You don't have control of your, it's just like even before we got on this call, I mean, I was telling Tony, I did a Facebook Live. I spent 30 minutes doing that freaking Facebook. I'm so still mad about it, and it just, all of a sudden it disappeared, It's like, what in the heck? You don't have control over that thing. At any moment, any time, they can ban you, they can unpublish you, they can, they change their terms of service. They can change, some person that's, making $2 an hour can make a decision that no longer that's going to be on there. And that's not the position you want to be in. And that's kind of a position, that's a house of card position. Although it could be a great leverage point, but it's a leverage point that you want to be able to capture that data, whether it's capturing email address, capturing physical address, capturing more data from them, like I said, so that you can do it. And that's putting yourself back in control.
Absolutely, 100%. It's you could, like, the difference in the social medias over the years that I'm online now with you. Like at this stage, Twitter was a big thing at the start. Now Twitter's moved off. Now you've got the kids on Snapchat. Now it's got video. Now you've got so many, and every week we seem to have some other new social media fad that's coming out. And 100%, I kind of put it, the way I like to put it in my own head is, I'm not going to give anybody else the keys to the cash register. So if I have the email list, 100%, which I will give you one. I always remember I said there was 2 life-changing moments in computers in my life. One is when I had the ceramic tile business, and I walked in and I saw the guy, Office, Excel, and he auto-summed for the very first time. I went and bought 4 computers, said that's it, that's what I want, because I was using Lotus 123 ... And the only other time that same revelation is when I was at your program 10 years ago, and you showed me this amazing piece of software called an autoresponder that I could send an email to as many people as I wanted. I only had to write one email. It was truly remarkable.
Yeah.
So this is all your fault, really. So, without giving away the thing, because I know a lot of your journey and the rest of it, and the stuff, and I'm going to say this clearly in front of it. We are very good friends. I know Matt; he's a good guy. We do take cuts off each other. We do take the mickey out of each other. Without that, we tell each other the truth as we see it all the time. There's no BS between us. But some of the stuff that this man has done over the years in the market is remarkable, and I'm delighted. You're the only person that's been on the 3 summits. I'm bringing you back. I'm very nice. I asked you to come back too. Let's put this realistic. And the reason is because certainly what you're doing, and even some of the stuff that you've shown me of late, and the stuff that you will be showing the guys, has completely and absolutely 100% blown my business up through the roof again. So gives the people, I suppose, kind of sneak to what you're going to be talking about on. Well, let's be honest. You're kicking this thing off on Friday at 2 o'clock. I wasn't going to know schedules. I'm going to write 2 p.m. Eastern. Matt Bacak is the very first person to kick it off. He was the guy that started me, and this is about helping you change your life. So he was the guy who helped me change mine. So
yeah. So I mean, I think I will tell you this: the number one biggest thing that you guys should realize is that there's 3 types of people that you're going to learn from. In your whole journey is going to be somebody that's going to be pulling stuff out of their head and sharing it with people. Some people are going to be pulling it out of their butt and sharing it with people. And other people that actually do stuff, test stuff, learn from those tests, and going to share that information with you. And that's exactly what I've done. I'm doing our 8,000 email split test rounds. And so I'm going to share with you, how you can make more money with email. At the end of the day, that's really where it comes from. No matter which way, which angle and things I share with you, the end of the day is my religion is data. I'm going to share with you the things that I've learned from, not just stuff regurgitated, stuff that I've actually tested, I found to be true, and I'm going to share with you the truth and wisdom from, my half my life. Jesus criminy. Half my life in email marketing, I'm going to share information with you that I know that's truly going to help you in your business.
Well, I can vouch for, because I often joke with you and Steph, your better half, is that, this man split test everything. I was asking him, when you dated, did you have 3 girls going at the same time to split test? I've never seen anyone to test and analyse that, and to walk the walk, and to talk the talk, and the stuff you're going to share is absolutely fantastic. I know you're up to your neck, right, in stuff, so we're going to finish up. We'll see you Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Guys, the link is there. Dive on, and I know you're going to London, so we might as well talk about that on this as well. I know you're going to London on the 8th and 9th, is it? 8th and 9th?
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Should be right, yeah. I'm just working the dates.
That's too far away, I can't tell you when. But I know I got my tickets, and I'm going to be there sometime. Yeah,
so guys, anybody who comes to Legends, I'll be emailing you out on that as well, because Matt's coming that. If you're over in the Europe part of the world, come on, check the man out, and then you'll get to meet the man in the flesh, so to speak, if you want to come over to London. So Matt, thanks for the time, man. I do appreciate it as always coming on. I know you're up to your neck in it, so I'm going to say thank you, and I'll see you on Friday.
All right, I'll see you guys on Friday.
Have a great day, guys. Link is there. Dive on. Tickets are free. They were $47. We charged $47 last time. We're giving away free. It's coming up to Christmas. We want you to have some money for Christmas. So go and dive in and click on the link below, and we'll talk to you very, very soon.